You're listening to the Wrestlebread Podcast.
Cut the shit.
How many red carpets you guys want to walk in your $4,000 ridiculous heels? You will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylor.
This is your fault. This is your fault.
I didn't get mad when you stole all my moves.
Your daddy's not here anymore.
How was your movie, by the way? I missed it.
Mine went straight to DVD, just like yours.
Careful you don't hurt your neck again going through those ropes.
What is going on? First of all, happy Thursday. A big sports Thursday, first of all. Thank you guys for tuning in if you're tuning in right now. My name is Jaydee, the first effing lady of the Fanatics Network. And like I always say, if you don't know what the Fanatics Network is, it is a group of podcasters and writers that are passionate about what they do. We talk about wrestling especially, but we also talk about sports, baseball, football, fantasy sports as well. We talk about movies and entertainment and even gaming. And so go to thefanent.com, go check out all the podcasts and writers that are on the site. Find out which podcasts you like. Go follow the podcast, follow the podcasters, join in the chats and everything. But hopefully it's yours truly. If it is, welcome. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and show your fandom as well. But thank you for joining me for episode 207 of the Wrestlebread Podcast. It is titled, Thank You, Tony Khan. I named it for a reason. If you follow me on the socials, you would see why I named it Thank You, Tony Khan. And yeah, I'm in a spicy mood today, and I have a lot to say about the Tuesday Night Wars and how it relates to the Monday Night Wars. Now, no, of course, is not as what's happening right now isn't as drastic as NWO going against Stone Cold and The Rock or anything like that. But still, it is a great time for wrestling fans, and the tribalism and everything like that. It's like, I understand. Trust me, I completely understand. I was you. The last time there was a big war in wrestling, I picked a side and I completely regret it. But if you are tuning in, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Listen, if you have 2 to 3 screens up, I don't blame you. I'm doing my podcast live over here. I got the Chiefs game going, which is 3-0, which is very weird, but I'm guessing from the fact that we're clearly watching the game this whole time, Taylor Swift is not here. And then I also have the Phillies game up. Game motherfucking 4. Phillies lead 2-0. And I'm hoping that, we get this win down and we move on to the championship series. I cannot wait. All right. As you see, the Phillies hat is right there. Ring the bell. Hashtag Red October. It's running wild. I am very happy about what's going on. I tried to get now. Listen, I've been looking at the tickets for the Phillies games, and it's like, I don't know who is in charge, who's the head person of Major League Baseball, but dog, come on. Why are these tickets so damn expensive in Philly? It is just like last year for the World Series. If you don't know, when it was the Houston Astros versus the Phillies, in Houston, the tickets were cheap for the World Series. But when it came up to Philly, them ticket prices were like 2-3 times the amount. And I'm like, I get it. Philly, we love our fighting Phils. And it is a difference between Eagles fans and Phillies fans. As you know, I am not an Eagles fan, but I am a Phillies fan. Phillies fans, we are, we love our team. We're very passionate. You won't get beer thrown in your face or anything like that. There are crazy Eagles fans out there. There are Eagles fans who are also Phillies fans, but Phillies fans, we're passionate about the fighting Phils. Like Red October, hashtag ring the bell. But before I go any further, let me get into the chat. If you are watching live, join the chat. Let me know how you're feeling. Hopefully your Thursday is going good. What are you watching right now? Are you watching the Chiefs looking very weird? I guess the Swifties, they're called, probably put a hex on the Chiefs or something like that because this is crazy looking game right now. Russell Wilson is out here playing it up. The Broncos defense sitting here motherfucking intercepting Patrick Mahomes and everything like that. Are you watching the Fighting Phils? Are you watching something else? Are you watching what's on? Impact, I think, is on Thursdays now. What are you watching? But shout out to Dom, the psycho, your grace. I'm about to hop on for another interview, but wanted to bend the knee and show some love. Have a great stream. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I did see a tweet that you are about to do an interview. I forgot who it was. If you're still here, let us know who that interview is. I saw the tweet, but I forgot the name. And then shout out to Dylan. What's good, Jaydee? Be sure, if you're a Saints fan, even if you're not a Saints fan, check out Dome Field Advantage podcast where he breaks down what's going on with the Saints. Very informative, really good talk that he has as well. Even if, like I said, even if you're not a Saints fan, if your team is going against the Saints, it's very cool to hear, just pretty much hear from the other side of, a breakdown and stuff like that. Or if you have somebody on the fantasy team from the Saints as well. And just in time, because he is just in time. What's up, First effing lady? The guy who knows it all, the historian of wrestling, who knows all the facts. Nick always plays a little clip whenever he needs a question. And then Tim the Banger, Jaydee, what's good? Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Tim King Show just recently this week. Him, Dom the Psycho, and Ivan from Circle Debate, they just talked about Fastlane as well, and the Tuesday Night Wars. Be sure to check that out as well. And at KGB on the Sidelines podcast, Tony Khan got to have a Michael Parsons mindset. If they get blown out, they're still in the same level as the team that blew you out. Listen, I've heard the things that Michael Parsons has said. I'm a fan of Michael Parsons, of course, but it's like, dog, man. Sometimes you have to chillax. You know what I mean? What was it that he recently said? He was saying stuff about what happened with the loss and everything like that, which I, of course, will get into it as well. And then, of course, hashtag go and take it, go Rangers. I don't know if it's true, but I think if we win, that we will go against the Rangers. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know too much of the difference between the National League and whatnot. I forgot who's on what side, but I listened to I listened to 105.3 The Fan because I love the way they talk about the Cowboys, and they always talk about the Rangers as well too. But I think that's what it is, that if the Phillies won, it'll be the Rangers versus Phillies. Them tickets expensive now. I was trying to go to the Ranger games, tickets $350 plus. Yeah. Last year it was ridiculous. Of course, when the Phillies went to the World Series and I'm watching the division game, I'm like, damn, the crowd is so fun, for the Phillies games. I usually go during the regular season a couple of times. But I was like, oh man, I always want to go during the playoffs. But yeah, them tickets are crazy. For the moment, I'm waiting you the Phillies and playing. I'm watching you, the Phillies, and playing Starfield. Yeah, definitely gotta watch Phillies. I see. Oh, it looked like Atlanta had scored one, but we're at the top of the fourth. Phillies are at bat. Suarez with one on first base. While Travis Kelce finally did something. I have Travis Kelce on my fantasy team, so I am slightly upset at Taylor Swift for fucking up his game. KGC, watching you on my phone. I'm finally watching the Cody documentary here shortly, Mr. Dashing. Yeah, the Cody Rhodes documentary on Peacock is very interesting because they switched up a couple of things. Of course. And they did talk about AEW and everything like that. So it's very interesting. I don't know if you can hear my son. He peeps up here. He had appeared on here a while ago during a watch along course. He's hilarious. We're a family of gamers, and he is the type of gamer that likes to troll and talk trash and stuff. and he's all the way upstairs in his room, and he's talking trash. I don't know if he could be heard or not, because my mic is very good at like not picking up everything. Um, but yeah, I don't know if he could be heard, but he is talking mad trash right now. I don't know what he's playing, but he's talking mad trash. And then of course, KGB has to go with Tim the Goat. We have an interview with the Defy Wrestling Pacific Northwest champion Skoloff out now on Circle Debate. Yes, we're sponsoring his title defense for PCW Ultra on the 28th. Nice. So yeah, be sure to check out Circle Debate. Check out that interview as well. And it's always cool to check out a lot of interviews for wrestlers, if you, especially for those like myself who don't really watch the indies like that, who sticks to the WWE, AEW. Is really cool to find, learn about a lot of the wrestlers out there in the indies, because you never know that they may pop up in AEW or WWE and you'll be like, oh, I remember that person. And you definitely be following them. No, we're on different sides. Okay. You guys are facing the Astros. So I'm definitely rooting for you guys. Okay. I did hear, so I wasn't sure if it was the Diamondbacks or if it was the Rangers. Because I remember Taylor Swift is there. They just showed her. What did Travis Kelce just do? Oh, first and goal. Okay, so yeah, Taylor Swift is there. So hopefully it means Travis Kelce will have a good game. He'll give me some good amount of fantasy points. Oh, he made a nice catch. That's what happened. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know if you guys was national or not. Okay, so you guys are on the other side. So okay. So yeah, so you guys going against the Astros. And I think I remember hearing that, because all I remember is hearing Rangers, Astros, Diamondbacks, and Phillies. And so I didn't know which one we were facing. So yeah, I'm definitely rooting for you guys, because fuck the Astros. I think everyone collectively, unless you're Astros fans, feel like, yeah, fuck the Astros. We're on I just read that. What's going on, Graydon? Go Baseball Talk. Yes, be sure to check out the director's cut, especially if you are a fan of movies and TV shows and everything like that. Graydon does a great job giving reviews. Most recently, had did Saw, of course, because it is October, Halloween. We got Friday the 13th in October. Can't wait. Normally on Friday the 13th, I watch the Friday the 13th series. And then on Halloween, of course, you have to go and watch the Halloween. But there's so many Friday the 13th and Halloweens. Oh, there it is right there. It's telling us the schedule of Rangers versus Astros. But it's so many Friday the 13th and Halloweens now. So I normally just watch one or two of the series. I definitely have to watch one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets too. What's going on, Jordan Johnson? Thank you so much for tuning in. What's up? HB, speaking of interviews, I will be interviewing multiple high school and college coaches in my area, plus wrestlers. That's cool. That's really cool. So I'm not too much into college football. Cause I went to Temple. Temple does not have a good football team. I think like one year I didn't even keep up with the record when I went, but I think like at one point one year we had like maybe 2 or 3 wins in a season. It was very atrocious. We did have a pretty good basketball team. We have a we have a pretty good basketball team as well. See, I'm not too much into the college sports like that. But I do of course come when March Madness come around. Oh, is that a home run? Sorry. We got a home run. It's 1-1. Castellanos, of course, solo home run. So now we're at 1-1, bottom of the 4th. Okay. Crowd is going wild. Listen, I love the Phillies crowd, yo. Philly, we're known for loving our sports and everything, but when it comes to the Phillies, man, we made Bryce Harper damn near cry because he was like, I love this city. Love Bryce Harper. I mean, he can't be traded anyway, so he's like pretty much stuck with us. But yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, check out On the Sidelines podcast for those upcoming interviews. It's really cool, especially to know wrestlers that's from the area and to watch them like kind of move up and stuff like that. back when House of Hardcore was going on, I that's when I found out about Tony Nese. And so when Tony Nese went to WWE and then of course AEW, I was like, "Oh man, that is pretty cool." And who else? I saw the Young Bucks before I knew they were the Young Bucks. Zelina, I saw there as well. But yeah, it's really cool checking out these wrestlers and then just pretty much watch them, go from a local and working in the indies, stuff like that, all the way up to like, appearing on TV and doing their damn thing. It's always cool. He is one of those gamers. Like, I don't know where he got that from. Cause I can talk trash, but I don't talk trash. I don't play a lot of online games because I know my role. I know my lane. I play video games, but I'm not like the greatest in video games. So I don't really talk trash because a lot of times I can't back it up. But oh my gosh. So for context, he's a teenager. He has played in Call of Duty. Now he's not one of those type of gamers that start cursing and stuff like that. But yeah, he did play Call of Duty for a little bit. He plays Fortnite. I think he plays UFC too. And I'm sure he cannot wait for the Spider-Man game to come out too. Um, but yeah, he is one of those gamers. He will sit like he's a little actor. Like he'll switch up his voice and stuff like that and sound like it's a whole thing. He sounds like he's a little kid just to troll someone and I think that was like during Fortnite or something like that. But yeah, it's hilarious to listen to because you're not in that lobby and you're not it's hilarious to listen to, especially when he's not like talking to you. Going to get back to creating content. The Lone Star Experience coming soon. The Fanatic Network exclusive. Be sure to check that out. But yeah, can't wait to see what you got going on. And Jade Cargill is back. I mean, they keep teasing her. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But I can't wait to see her in the ring. What's going on, Nick? What's good, Jaydee? Hashtag ring the bell. Yes, ring that bell as the game is tied as well. Be sure to check out the Universal Wrestling Podcast as well. But and that's the end of the fourth. But yeah, so excited about what this game is going to be. I'm hoping we get the win here. It's always good to get the win when they get the win in Philly, because we get the celebration, everybody's singing along and stuff like that. It's good feelings. It's good feelings. Yes, ring the bell. It's good feelings. So I'm hoping that we bring it on tonight. Speaking, and then on the other side, of course, I'm a Phillies fan. I'm also a Cowboys fan. I'm a realist. If you checked out the picks that we had on there, you will see for the Cowboys versus the 49ers, I put ... because I knew exactly what was going to happen. You can bring on all the jokes. Like I said, no one talks more trash about the Cowboys than yours truly. Because I knew they were going to lose the game. I knew they were going to lose the game. Because I don't know. I don't know what the hell goes on with the team. Like we will lose to like when it's really important. No, we'll lose to a crappy team like we lost to Arizona, and then we'll defeat like the fucking Chiefs out of nowhere. Like it's very backwards. So, but I figured that something told me they was going to lose. I do have Brock Purdy on my fantasy team, so I was like, well, I hope the Cowboys do well, and I hope Brock Purdy put up some points for me. I didn't even check to see what my record is in fantasy football right now. I know I'm in 3 leagues. I'm in 3 leagues. I know one of them I'm doing poorly. Like I didn't show up to the draft on time. So and it was one of them drafts where you draft defensive players as well. And for that one, I think that's the one I have McCaffrey in. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, somehow I got him on the team. But yeah, I think I'm doing poorly in that one or maybe the other one. But yeah, it's really bad. But let's see. Maybe she said Jada most definitely going to be a topic, but mainly going to keep Rangers, Cowboys, Dallas Mavericks, Texas Longhorns as well. Miss Castellanos. Well, yes, with the big home run. Yes, I saw that. I'm on the get rid of Dak train right now. Thank you. I'm on that train as well. Yep, 1-1, Dan. Be sure to check out Cage My IQ, especially if you are into the bets and everything like that. Check out Dan with Cage My IQ. But yes, so yes, I am on the get rid of Dak train as well. Listen, he seems like a nice person. He does a lot of charitable work. He had a very tough life with his losses and everything like that. But we're in year 8. You know, if it didn't happen yet, it's not going to happen. Like, we're in the dead zone when it comes to Dak. And my biggest issue with Dak is he does not call audibles. If the coach tells him we're going to run this ball and he goes to the line and like it's 15 people stacked in the box, he's going to run the ball. Now, CeeDee Lamb was very upset because he's not getting the ball, which I don't blame them because there was a play where Dak threw the ball to who did he throw the ball to? I forgot who he tried to throw the ball to, but they was triple covered or double covered, almost got intercepted. And if you see the wider shot, CeeDee Lamb was wide open. So he doesn't even go to the second read. He goes exactly to where he wants to throw the ball at, and he'll keep looking to that side until that person is open. Like, he doesn't look over, see, oh, that person is triple covered. Let me look over to here to see what's going on. So it's just like kind of frustrating because it's like he's a nice guy. He'll do exactly what he says, but he is not the quarterback that he needs to be. I'm ready to move on. I know a lot of people are saying Trey Lance. Trey Lance was very good on the Niners. He couldn't stay healthy, unfortunately. I'm curious to see what he can offer. And I don't even like I said, I don't keep up with the college sports, so I don't even know who's coming up in this upcoming draft. We don't even have we're not even well, depending on how we go, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up in the playoffs. So we're not gonna be like look high up on the draft as far as draft picks and whatnot. So but yeah, I feel like it's time to move on from Dak. The time that Dak was his best was when Tony Romo was in his ear. When Tony Romo was injured and he sat there and was helping out Dak Prescott, that was when Dak Prescott performed his best, unfortunately. Um, Dan said he blew his chances when you guys had that monster A-line and he was on his rookie deal. Yeah, he's overpaid. Like I said, I like Dak. He seems like a really nice guy and everything like that. But yeah, he's not that guy. He is not the guy for the Cowboys. He's not worth the money. Like you're getting paid Patrick Mahomes type of money and you're not performing like you're Patrick Mahomes. So, I'm on the Dak train, but you know, he has like there's such a cult of people who like loves Dak Prescott and will like make every excuses for him. It's like where now first it was he doesn't have the O line. He didn't have the number one receiver. We went and got the number one receiver. Well, he doesn't have the running back. He had the running back and the wide receiver. Well, he's not. It's the coaching. It's the play calling. We got rid of the coach. We got rid of the play calling. Well, it's the scheme. Well, we changed up the scheme. Well, now the scheme's not fitting him. Now they're saying that he needs a number one wideout, and now they're saying, well, if Tony Pollard was playing better, Dak wouldn't be forced to throw the ball. And it's like, how many excuses are we going to give this guy? Like, if for you to get paid as much money as you're getting paid, like, if you're that good of a quarterback, it really doesn't matter who your wide receivers are or who your running backs are. That might be a lie, but still, it definitely it helps out if you have a good receiver. But we had number one receivers. We had a really good running back. We have are currently a good running back as well. So I'm not understanding why is there why are we treating like this is year 2 or 3 with Dak Prescott? He's year number 8. And it's not cutting. It's not cutting at all. So I'm waiting to move on from Dak. I'm very interested to see where the next steps are. Like, the thing is, and I live in Philly. If Dak played for the Eagles, Dak would have made it past year 4 here in Philly. Eagles fans, they do not play. If you have like 3 losses in a row, puts Eagles fans in a tailspin. So having these seasons with Dak Prescott, they would have been asking for him to be traded or released in year 3 or 4. In the amount of time, the 8 years that we had Dak Prescott, the Eagles had how many? Like, the Eagles had like what, 3 or 4 different quarterbacks. They had like 3 coaches, I think. I think it was what, Kelly, Doug Peterson, and now Nick Sirianni. And it may have been a 4th coach. I'm not 100% sure. Like, Eagles wiped the slate clean the whole time that the Cowboys had Dak Prescott. So it's just like Jerry Jones has to separate personal from business and just move forward. Going on, Ivan, my queen, what's going on, my familia? Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out Circle Debate. Like I said earlier, a lot of great content going on with Circle Debate as well. Be sure to check him out. Dan said Trey Lance could wind up being bridge quarterback if they move from Dak, and Cooper Rush is a free agent after the season. I'm fine with Cooper Rush staying as a backup. If they're going to move Trey Lance up to number 1, I'm fine with Cooper Rush being backup. Cooper Rush did really good last season. Like, he was what, 4-0 or 5-0, and they were coming up to who was it? Was it the Chiefs? I forgot what it was. It was a game right before we faced the Eagles, and Cooper Rush was doing very well while Dak was out with his ankle injury, and it was like Dak Prescott was like, "Nah, I'm coming back." Because Cooper Rush was doing very good. Everybody, of course, was riding on the Cooper Rush train, like, "Oh, we need to stick with Cooper Rush, get rid of Dak," stuff like that. And they switched it back to Dak. We, I think, did well that game. And then, of course, we faced the Eagles the next week and lost very badly. And everybody was like, if we kept Cooper Rush in the game, like, how would that have looked? He would perform like Mahomes if Fleets okay. He would be Mahomes if he had the refs in his pockets too. Well, I don't know what's going on with the refs with this game, man. It's 10-0 in the second quarter. I guess we're waiting. I guess during halftime, Andy Reid's going to curse them out, and then they're going to come out and actually look like they're the damn Chiefs again. Because I don't know what this team is. Because Sean Payton is definitely on Team Tank. Like, he wants to get rid of Russell Wilson and put in whatever the hell he really wants to do. I'm not understanding. Like, I'm happy that the Cowboys didn't go after him. And I'm saying that right now. He probably going to prove me wrong come next season if he gets the quarterback or something like that he wants. But yeah, Broncos isn't really looking good. Dan said Wrestlebread Variety are better than ESPN. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and gaslight. I'm not going to sit here and be like Skip Bayless or anything like that. I'm not going to, Michael Irvin, sometimes he will be in touch with reality, but I'm not going to Skip Bayless this. Like, I knew we were going to lose. I had a hope that maybe things would turn around, but yeah, I knew we were going to lose. I'm not confident in the Cowboys winning against the Chargers this week. I'm not that confident in them winning the Chargers. Like I always say, the regular season, it don't really matter what happens. That's a very interesting play that the Broncos did. Looked like that was a screen pass that really worked. I'm not going to like I said, it doesn't really matter what happens in the regular season. Once we get to the playoffs, that's when it really counts. And we only won 2 playoff games at this point. So, like, yeah. I'm not like too pressed on what happens during the regular season. Because I'm like, we're gonna make it into the playoffs somehow, whether we somehow win a division or we go through the wild card. And once we get there, we'll see what happens. Did he strike out? He striked out Schwarber. Oh man, Schwarber got struck out. It looks like Strider 6 strikeouts. Ooh, is that a homie? Single home run once again. Ring the bell. Trey Turner. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy for Trey Turner. Yep. Thank you, Dan, keeping me up and everything. As I sat there, was slightly sad for Schwarber, who he has a is it a drink? He has a drink with Wawa. But yeah, I'm waiting for Wawa to do something with Trey Turner or I don't know, somebody. But yeah, we like Trey Turner here in Philly. He did a billboard in Philly thanking the fans for welcoming him. Because he thought that the fans were gonna boo him, but instead the fans like cheered for him and clapped for him and stuff. And so I'm like, no, we not those type of fans. Like we get upset and stuff, but we still love you. That was beautiful home run though. Um, he beat the Vikings on Sunday night. Okay, are you talking about Dak from last year? Is that what you're talking about? Because I remember it was a game that he came in, he won, but it was like, that don't really count. It wasn't really that good of a team. And then he lost against the Eagles. I like the Wrestlebread variety hours. Yeah, I like to change it up from time to time because we're all fans of everything. That's what the Fanatic Network is all about. We are fans. We have fandom for everything: sports, entertainment, movies, and everything like that. Speaking of movies, I am not checking out that Taylor Swift movie. I am not a Swiftie. There are songs that I like of hers. There's some songs that I'll listen to while working out or driving or something like that. But yeah, I'm not showing up for that movie. Once it comes to streaming services, I'll check it out. But I'm not paying tickets for it. Yep, 2-1 Homer by Turner. Yes, Schwarber bombs. Okay, no, Cooper Rush. Yeah. Cooper Rush defeated Vikings on Sunday night. Yeah. He did very good. And yeah, he did very good last season. But and then Dak Prescott came back. And then that's where we were. But yeah, the Phillies are up 2-1, bottom of the fifth. We got Bryce Harper on the mound. Ooh, and ball one. Was that ball one? Oh no, that was a walk. I'm not, as you see, I'm not paying attention. Oh, there goes the coach for the Atlanta Braves. About to sit here and tell him like, what the fuck? You got Trey Turner and Bryce back to back. What the fuck are you doing? I know Philly fans are a bit loud and shit. You probably can't hear me right now, but what the fuck are you doing? I need you to calm your shit down and I need you to throw. You need to strike these motherfuckers out because we want to go back to I think next game is in Atlanta. And they want to bring it back to Atlanta. So, get your shit together. Get all your like they say in about the quote Rick and Morty. Get all your shit, put it together, get your shit together. But yeah, I'm a Bryce Harper fan. Since he cannot be traded for, I think that was what, a 10-year contract. I was like, I'll get his jersey since he cannot be traded. Um, I'll get I'll get the jersey because he can't be traded. But I want the custom jersey. Oh, Harper tried to steal the base. I think Taco Bell had a special that whenever the Phillies steal a base, it's a free taco or something like that, which is very Taco Bell because nobody really eat Taco Bell like that anymore. Kayla, what's going on? Hey, First Lady Jaydee. Hello from your fanatic sister. Be sure to check out Kayla. Oh, and Dango. What's going on? Check out the Bump Boys. You can also check out Kayla and Dango Outrage Control on Sundays. They also do the watch along on SmackDown as well. Looks like that's the end of Look like that's the end of the inning as we go to the top of the 6th. It's cool though. 2-1. Trey Turner with the solo home run. I was of course, because I'm a Phillies fan. Because I'm a Phillies fan, I get the emails like, "Hey, Phillies won. Come get this gear." And I'm like, I already got the hat that you see sitting there. I got the hoodie, and I'm like, I want to get the custom jersey, and I'm thinking about getting another Phillies hoodie. I don't know. We'll see. If the Phillies make it to the World Series, I'll get something else. I'll definitely get something else. I thought the free taco was only for World Series. I think maybe. I think it was just one season they did it, because I remember it was like, oh, such and such stole a base. I don't know. It may have been World Series, but I remember it was something with either stealing a base or it was stealing the base. And I think Dunkin' Donuts did something whenever the Phillies won too. I don't know. And then coming over to football, we're in halftime. Andy Reid gonna curse the Chiefs out. Taylor Swift's at this game, so more likely they're gonna win. And then Sean Payton probably telling his team, keep doing what y'all doing. Do not get any points on this board. I want to team tank. But I don't know if they can do team tank with the Bears and who else? Who else is damn near winless now? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So tacos are just for World Series for stealing a base. Okay. I could have sworn it was something Phillies too. I'm mixing my stuff up. I know Wawa has the Schwarber bomb, which is a drink, and I think no Schwarberfest right now. The hoagies at Wawa are like either $5 or $6. So we'll see. Yes, Carolina Panthers. Thank you, KGB. Yeah, I knew it was another team. Panthers are the only winless team. That's right. The Bears just won. So yeah, Panthers is the only winless team. So we got Panthers, Bears, the Broncos. Like everybody is trying to get the picks. Like I said, I don't keep up with college football, so I'm not 100% sure of who the quarterback is that, they may be trying to get, but we shall see. But we talked about baseball, we talked about football. Let's get into some wrestling, shall we? So we had Fastlane this past weekend, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out the watch along that was hosted by yours truly. And I gave a not really in-depth review of everything, but I did give a review of Fastlane, which I'll get into right now. Taco Bell during the NBA finals, if the away team won, free tacos. That may have been what I was thinking about then. That may have been what I was thinking about. But yeah, I know with Wawa, it's oh wow, one out already. I know with Wawa, it's right now it's the Schwarberfest. Because we love our guys here. Okay, Caleb Williams, USC. USC be pumping out like so many good football players. I know colleges. I know colleges. Um I know my colleges. I know good college. I know the colleges that have good football players. So yeah, that looks like that's the number one pick. Okay. So that's who they all fighting for then. I do like to watch the draft. I mean, that's pretty much like how I learn about, college football players, stuff like that from watching the draft. These motherfuckers, uh they just show it's a cardboard. I don't know if this is legit or if that's AI or something. It's Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and then they put fucking Taylor Swift holding a football. Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver. It trips me out that we're getting the kids now. We're getting the kids right now, and it's tripping me out because I'm like, I watch your dad. Like I legit watched your dad. Your dad was on my fantasy team, and now you're coming in. It trips me up. Like shit happened 20 years ago. I could have sworn the 90s is like 5 years ago, not like a full ass like it's oh my g Kurt Warner's son Kurt Warner's son is playing he's playing for Temple? Wow. That's interesting that he went to Temple. I guess he is it's because of the major he's going for. Temple is known for, it's really good for, journalism and stuff like that. I'm surprised he went to Temple though, Kurt Warner's son, but geez, like I said, Temple isn't really known for its football team, but I'm sure everybody's gonna be tuning in because, Kurt Warner's son plays for them. But yeah, getting to, Fastlane, overall, it was a good show. I do like how WWE kinda keeps their pay-per-views, tight. It's only 5 matches. It works very well for NXT with the 5-match format and stuff like that. Personally, it doesn't work too well with the main roster, and reason being is for this pay-per-view. While there were good matches, Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura was a good match. The Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and the Judgment Day was a surprising match. The women's triple threat match was fun as well. The thing is, because the main roster is trying to cover like 3-4 hours of TV time, a lot of these matches were drawn out, and it really didn't need to be. And because of that, by the time we got to Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura, it felt like I was watching a long-ass WrestleMania because these matches were so long, because they're so long, it took so long for the match to build up. By the time it did build up, you were already tired and you were just waiting for the match to be over. So for context, for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion match, that lasted for 20 minutes. The shortest match was the 6-man tag team match that lasted for 10 minutes. The women's triple threat match went for 17 minutes. The Cena LA Knight versus Bloodline match went for 17 minutes. And then the last man standing match went for 28 minutes. And for that last man standing match, I felt those 28 minutes. I feel as though this pay-per-view would have benefit from an extra 2 matches. Like we don't have to go AEW crazy and do like 10 to 14 matches or anything. I feel as though if we stuck to maybe closer to 7 maybe, give some 2 kind of like quick matches, kind of like to break up the flow of things. Throw a match in between John Cena, LA Knight, and the last man standing match. You could have thrown a match between the triple threat match and that tag team match as well to kind of break up things, kind of give people, that way these matches don't last for over 15 minutes each pretty much. And you kind of get to the pacing of the match kind of like helps out as well. Because a lot of times with WWE, with the pacing of their matches, it starts slow and then it picks up. With AEW, it starts slow and then it just like does a roller coaster where it goes fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. And it kind of gives you some time to breathe. Whereas though with WWE, it feels like with a lot of matches, you can miss the beginning of the match and just catch like the last 5 to 7 minutes of the match. And you can like pretty much get like the best portion of it as well. Dan said, only thing I hated was Seth not selling any of his injuries on Monday Night Raw. A lot of people had an issue with that as well. A lot of people had an issue with that, especially the fact that this whole storyline with Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura was that Shinsuke worked his back. Seth Rollins has had a bad back for the longest of time. So it was a bit frustrating he didn't sell anything, that he just walked out, like he didn't just do a last man standing match. I get that the pay-per-view is on a Saturday, but at least like tape up the ribs or something like that would have definitely helped. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, overall, like it was a good pay-per-view. It just felt very long. It felt very long. Pat McAfee was talking to George a little about the pay-per-view the other day. I enjoyed that. I need to check that out. Pat McAfee was entertaining, of course, was entertaining on commentary. I definitely missed him on commentary. Him and Michael Cole. Michael Cole has such a love for Pat McAfee. It is like it's adorable at this point. um, but yeah, it was enjoyable seeing him on there. Um, LA Knight is the talk of the town amongst football players. LA Knight, I am so happy that LA Knight is getting his time to shine. I was so pissed off when they brought him up as what was it, Max Dupree? Because I'm like, the guy can talk. You have him as a manager instead of letting his like charisma shine. I mean, when I saw him in NWA, I was like, this guy is it. And when he came over to NXT, I was like, damn, it sucks that they changed his name. Damn. Oh wait, no, he's gonna catch that. I was like, it sucks that they changed his name, but you know, it is what it is. I wasn't really George Kittle, okay. I I wasn't really the biggest fan at first of the name LA Knight, but it definitely grew on me. He definitely he definitely played up to it. So, you know, I'm fine with it now. But yeah, I am so happy that they let him shine and everything like that because he is over. He is so over. The pops that this guy has now, it kind of like I mean, Cody gets the pops too, but for him to get the pops and everything like that, he has the say and everything. And yeah, it gives you vibes of like Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff like that. But that's kind of what's been missing from WWE for a while of someone being able to be on the mic, have the catchphrases and stuff like that, something that all the fans will sit there and just like chant and play along with and stuff like that. It kind of brings the crowd in. It makes the crowd like more interactive with the show. It comes across on TV and it's like, oh, everyone's having a great time. Just like what you see with the Phillies games. If that crowd if the Phillies fans were sitting there quiet and everything like that, the game wouldn't be as entertaining as it is with the Phillies fans sitting there going fucking crazy because we hit the ball and they made it to first base. So yeah, Kayla said Seth Rollins is like John Moxley, never shows pain. I know, right? Like all the people from the damn Shield don't show pain. Roman Reigns kind of do it too. Sit there and just no matter what happens to him, he gets super kicked 20 times. All he does is he just readjusts his jaw and then eventually he gets up. It's crazy. But yeah, so go through the match real quick. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso winning the damn titles. I was shocked. I thought the Judgment Day would retain. I didn't really get the reason why Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won the titles. I'm like, it's very weird that Jey Uso it broke up, you know, went away from his brother and wins a tag team title with someone else. I know everyone's talking about the press conference with them, you know, obviously drunk. Jey Uso now putting on the yeet. Cody Rhodes has said it on Monday Night Raw. No, he said it on NXT. They're putting that over. They seem like they're having fun and everything. I'm waiting to see why are we doing this? What is the point? We shall see. I'm being patient with it, so I'm not going to sit here and complain or anything like that. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. Like, why are we doing this pair together? Why is Cody Rhodes like so willing? I still don't understand why he is so willing to forgive. Why he's so willing to forgive Jey Uso for what he did. Like, he definitely I'm uploading the clip of what he reminds me of. Every time with Cody Rhodes defending Jey Uso and everything like that, it gives me these vibes.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers, just hey, everything's all nice and cool. I know that you screwed me out of finishing my story, so now I have to wait another year to finish my story, but you're a good guy now. You're a good guy. And I'm cool with you now. So I'm waiting to see what happens with these two. I feel like, you know, Cody is going to, of course, eventually go to SmackDown. That's the reason why he brought back Jey Uso is because so he can get traded to SmackDown. Because the guy is a scumbag after it all. He's not dressing up as Homelander because he likes the colors red, white, and blue. He is a heel underneath all that. He's using Jey Uso to go to SmackDown. I'm waiting for that to happen. Cody hinted at doing an open challenge for the tag titles on SmackDown. I think didn't they said something that they it's possible that they may be going to NXT as well. Like they're kind of doing what Sasha Banks and Bailey wanted to do with the women's title, where they go to SmackDown, go to Raw, and also go to NXT as well. But yeah, I heard that that they may be doing like an open challenge stuff like that, which is like okay, but hopefully Triple H pushes DIY and we start to get them going in the tag team division. Well, I mean, we'll keep our fingers crossed and see about that. So next up we had the 6-man tag, Latino World Order, which was Rey Mysterio and Santos, and then a returning Carlito going against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Now, my biggest gripe with this one was that Carlito showed up late. If Rey Mysterio, I don't know if in like real life it's because Carlito's plane was late or something like that. But I'm like, why didn't Carlito just come out from the beginning? It was kind of like the worst kept secret with him coming back. But I'm like, why did they wait for him to show up like 6 minutes after the match done started for him to finally come out, He could have came out from the get-go and we could have got this tag team match going, but I guess they wanted to really show the strength of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. In the end, of course, Carlito, Rey Mysterio, and Santos won. Carlito looks great. He looked great when they were in Puerto Rico as well, so I'm not surprised. And I did see that they added him to the SmackDown roster, so we're going to see a lot more of him, and I'm happy for him as well. Can't wait to see what they do from here. Of course, everybody is waiting for Santos to turn on Rey Mysterio as well, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, we had the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky going against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. I was definitely concerned about this triple threat match, as my cat is going crazy because it is nighttime now, where she decides that she wants to go crazy. But this was a very entertaining match. I am very surprised that Io Sky had pinned Charlotte Flair. Of course, we all thought it would be Asuka that would take the pin. And I was like, it'd be very interesting if it's Flair who takes the pin because they want to reserve Asuka going against Io Sky. But this was a very good match between these three women. I can't wait to see, like, I am so interested to see the feud between Asuka and Io Sky. I really wanted to pick up because, these two, they were tag team partners. I believe they were tag team partners in Japan. I think that's what it is. My cat wants attention, of course. But this match, it was pretty good as well. And then after that, we had John Cena and LA Knight going against the Bloodline, which of course we all knew that John Cena and LA Knight was going to win. It is what it is, with that. And then of course they were promoting the hell out of NXT at this point with the commercial going. And then they showed at the end the Undertaker going out as well, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then finally, we had Seth Rollins going against Shinsuke Nakamura, last man standing match, which really, it was a good match. It's just like, it took so long. It just took so long for this match. Which is a shame because, like I said, like all the other matches were taking a very long time. And because of that, by the time we got to this last man standing match, it was like, I'm waiting for this to be over. And I really wanted this match. I had like very high hopes for this match. Oh, Castellanos did another home run. Oh my gosh, beautiful. The crowd is going crazy. They're showing the kid that just like cannot believe what's going on. Yeah. Ring the bell. 3-1. We're going. We are going. Championship game. Here we come. We're finishing this in. I'm probably jinxing it, but I don't care. We are finishing this. Ring the damn bell. Yep. 3-1 Phils. Home run Castellanos. We have a really good team, yo. We have a really good team. Happy for the Phils. Keep fighting. But yeah, like I said, by the time we got to this match, and I wanted this match to be like very hard hitting, match of the night type of thing. But this match was so long, it just like took so long for things to really pick up. It took so long for this match to really pick up. But overall, it was a good pay-per-view. It just my only gripe was just that the matches took too long. I wish they added 2 more matches to this. You could have added a Rhea Ripley match to this. You could have added Gunther defending his title. You could have added damn, I'm drawing a blank of who's the IC champion right now. But you could have had the IC title defended as well. Wait, isn't it Rey Mysterio the IC champion? United States champion. Okay, yeah. Couldn't have the United States champion defended because Rey Mysterio had the belt. But you could have Gunther on here. You could have Rhea Ripley on here. You could have added a second one. He's IC champion. Yeah, you could have had Gunther on here. Yeah, Ray is US. Yep. You could have had Gunther on here. You could have added another women's match to this to kind of like I said, break up the time. Add last man standing match didn't really need to be 28 minutes. They could have condensed it down and made it like such a fun and entertaining match as well. But let's get into the Tuesday Night Wars, and before I get into like what happened and my opinion on it, first of all, I know that there's a lot of tribism going on between WWE versus AEW. WWE has been around for 40, 50, 60 years and whatnot. So of course there isn't going to be a company that is going to like immediately do the numbers of Raw and SmackDown. It's not going to happen. But we have to be happy that AEW exists. Like I always said, if it wasn't for AEW, a lot of these wrestlers, once they get released from WWE or they're not being used properly, there is a second company where they have the freedom to do what they need to do. I mean, look at Bryan Danielson. Look at Samoa Joe. A lot of these people, look at Christian Cage. A lot of these people that, I know Bryan Danielson maybe not be the best example because of the yes movement and everything like that. But Bryan Danielson is very different from Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson is willing to kick people's heads in. Whenever I hear Bryan Danielson going against someone, I know it's going to be a very good match. But people who don't really get a chance, who haven't had a chance in WWE, first of all, everybody's talking about, Jade Cargill, Ricky Stark, stuff like that. WWE had these people first. And it took AEW for WWE to really see the potential in these people as well. And then even for people like Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, who had a career in WWE, went off to other places, got their name out there, really improved their stock. And then they come back to WWE, more money, more star power, and everything like that. Did you see the grizzled young veterans are hinting at working for New Japan? No, I didn't see that. I'm happy for them. Like and because of AEW, people are like paying more attention to New Japan as well. Especially with New Japan having the US, having a portion of the company in the US as well. But yeah, because of AEW, a lot of people are paying more attention. Like people are talking about Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow going over there. Now all of a sudden, everybody is all about Jade Cargill, and it's like if it wasn't for AEW, like WWE wouldn't have looked at Jade Cargill. If it wasn't for AEW, they wouldn't have looked at Ricky Starks like that again. That's pop up. They wouldn't be looking at Ricky Starks, like they are. They wouldn't be sitting there trying to get talent from WWE. which is crazy. The fact that at first, now this is Triple H, but at first WWE was like, we're not going after indies wrestlers anymore. We're doing this next in line program where we're pumping out, people who have an athletic background, and then they're going to come in, they're going to learn promos and do learn wrestling and stuff like that. But yet here they are going after AEW talent. We should all just love the fact we have more options now. I know, like, it really baffles my mind that a lot of people out here are complaining about AEW, and I'm like, I remembered when people bitched and moaned about WWE being the only option. Oh, this sucks, the PG era. I feel disrespected by WWE. This isn't right, and this, that, and the third. I'm never watching WWE again. And it's like, now we have more options, and it's just like, oh, I cannot wait for this company to go down. Oh, look at AEW. They didn't do great numbers. They're hype about beating out NXT and this, that, and the third. I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all must be either new to wrestling or you guys weren't watching during pre-Attitude Era, or you're just getting all your information from watching the WWE Network or Peacock or something. Like, we should be happy that we have options. We should be happy that wrestlers have options. Like, when these people get released now, they have the chance to still appear on TV. You still have a chance to get tickets, um, and check them out. What? WCF, Vladimir Kozlov just debuted in Impact. That is random. That is very random. That's random. But yeah, I love the fact that there are options. You can watch Impact. You can watch New Japan. You can watch MLW. You can watch AEW. Like, these wrestlers now have a chance to go places and, like Randy Orton, use AEW for a bargaining chip, or like Jade Cargill, use WWE and AEW to get paid a lot of fucking money and get your star power as well. But the fact that and I know people are talking about what Tony Khan had tweeted, but Tony Khan should be really happy at the fact that he existed. And the reason why this episode is named Thank You Tony Khan, first of all, when I was doing the watch along, I said if we were talking about the fact that the Undertaker's gong went off at the end of that NXT commercial. And I said, if Undertaker shows up at this random ass NXT, I'm going to tweet at Tony Khan. And he showed up. And I tweeted at Tony Khan saying thank you. And I said, because of your company, like, we have, I forgot exactly what I said, but pretty much, Undertaker never showed up in NXT. There's no reason for Undertaker to show up on NXT. I know John Cena was on NXT, but John Cena was on NXT before, when he was champion. And John Cena has the persona of helping out people. So him showing up on NXT is slightly random, but it makes sense. He's on the main roster. He's been wrestling. I completely can see him going to NXT. But the fucking Undertaker showing up to NXT, especially the fact that he tends to talk shit about younger talent from time to time, but that's a whole other discussion. But the fact that they pulled out fucking Undertaker just because Dynamite was showing, the pissant company that they love to say, got their show bumped to go head to head against NXT, is great. That speaks volumes. If this was Impact that got bumped to Tuesday to go against NXT, they wouldn't have pulled Undertaker on there. They wouldn't have put Cody Rhodes, LA Knight. Like, they put all their top stars on NXT. You wouldn't have had an Undertaker. You wouldn't have had LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Judgment Day. You wouldn't have had any of these people showing up on NXT because of that. So, Tony Khan should be very happy of the fact that Undertaker they pulled Undertaker for this. And for people who didn't enjoy what happened on Tuesday, the fact that and then there was a rumor out there that both sides of the Tuesday Night War was tweaking their shows up and even after they started, which means they were watching the other show. Because I found it very weird that the women's segments matched up. That, there were segments that were kind of matching up that I was like, this is kind of weird. But according to bodyslam.net, they said it was hectic backstage at NXT with segments on the show being moved around frequently, which was probably because so they can match what the hell was going on with WWE. Because I forgot what segment it was with not AEW. But because it was a segment that was going on in AEW that really wasn't I forgot what it was. But it really wasn't that great, and I watch NXT. And there was the rumor out there that what we're going to open up with is going to trump what they're going to open up with. And they opened up with Cody Rhodes, and it was a promo, which I'll get into my thoughts of what happened on both shows. And AEW started out with fucking Swerve going against Bryan Danielson, which was a very good ass match. And of course, Father of the Year, Christian Cage, telling us that there will no commercials. So thank you, Christian Cage, for that. But people who didn't enjoy what happened this past Tuesday, first of all, you must either not know about the Monday Night Wars or you were too young for it, which in that case, it is past your bedtime. I remember not only the Monday Night Wars, I remember what the fuck happened before the Monday Night Wars. A lot of people remember the Attitude Era and stuff like that. I remember the New Generation era that happened before that. And people they praise a lot of people love to praise the Attitude Era, but they forget what actually brought on the Attitude Era. Why did WWE become so great and pulled out Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, D-Generation X? You had Undertaker. You had women's wrestling wasn't top notch, but you had Lita, you had Trish, you had main eventing Raw. You had a lot of good wrestling, a lot of, Mankind winning the title and stuff like that. People forgot the reason why all this was going down. And the reason why all that was going down because of the Monday Night Wars. Not only that, but because WWE before the Attitude Era, it was fucking Barney type of shit going on. We had WCW that was blowing them out the park because they had NWO going on. And they had they had things going on that drew viewers in. And then you had ECW, which gave such a great indies vibe. It felt like they had a hardcore base going on, cursing, hardcore matches, bleeding and stuff like that. And people enjoyed it. And WWE was not doing well at all at that time. They had Doink the Clown. They had Doink the Clown going against Jerry Lawler. They had Bret Hart was champion at that point. But Bret Hart is a good wrestler. Do not get me wrong. I'm a big Bret Hart fan. But Bret Hart as champion was not drawing the crowds, unfortunately. And I think at that time it was babyface Shawn Michaels too, who was champion around that time in the New Generation era. And Shawn Michaels was very good, but Shawn Michaels wasn't drawing like that either. Like I said, Shawn Michaels is a great wrestler. But when he was champion all the way back then, during the Golden Generation era, he wasn't drawing the numbers that was pulling from the WCW. If it wasn't for WCW and WCW and ECW, we wouldn't have the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era was taken directly from ECW. Okay? The hardcore matches, the bleeding, the chair shots, the cursing, the fucking women flashing and all that other shit, that came from ECW. And I may be slightly biased because I am from Philly. Go ECW, ECW forever. But the reason why the Attitude Era existed was because of WCW and ECW. If there was no Monday Night Wars or anything like that, we still would have been having fucking Doink the Clown going against Jerry the King Lawler as a feud going on. And if you don't remember anything like this, go to Peacock or YouTube or whatever and look up Doink the Clown versus Jerry the King Lawler Survivor Series with the Dinks and the Mini Kings. I forgot what they were called. That's what was being put over at that time. And WWE was losing it because of WCW and WWE. And so they made a switch. Then came the Attitude Era. They won, put out both companies, sold themselves, made them public, and then came the PG era. And as you see it now with AEW existing, now there's a shift of things. Now we're getting picture in picture with WWE, which didn't happen before. We're getting like slight variations of gimmicks. We're getting different entrances as well because of AEW. Like NXT went commercial free. You know, like I said, we had John Cena, we had the Undertaker on there as well. And of course, people talking about the views and how NXT blew AEW out the water, and I'm like, of course, it's John Cena and the Undertaker. I thought they was going to hit 1 million with, you know, the amount of star power that they threw to it. Now, my opinion about what happened with both shows, NXT had the star power with Cody Rhodes, John Cena, The Undertaker, Judgment Day, Paul Heyman as well. But AEW had a better wrestling show. Dynamite being called Title Tuesday. Now I don't know if they said this out loud because I had NXT on mute for a lot of the time. But I saw a rumor that they were calling this either the greatest NXT of all time or NXT Mania, which wouldn't have happened on this random ass Tuesday if it wasn't for AEW. But NXT started off with Cody announcing the Dusty Rhodes Classic. He also announced the breakout tournaments, and he is the special GM for the night. Like, come on. This brought out Ilya Dragunov. This brought out Dominic. This resulted in a 10-minute promo that happened. Like, gave me vibes of Raw, how they tend to start off with a promo, and then you have a bunch of people come out as well to set up a match. LA Knight was announced as a special referee for the match, which is like, okay, that's crazy. And then about 15 minutes later is when we got an actual match of Asuka and Roxanne. That's right. And Shotzi showed up. She was on commentary very randomly. And then we had the Pub Rules match, which seemed fun. I really didn't pay like 100% to that because of what was going on AEW at that time. I saw John Cena come out. He cut a promo about, you know, himself and NXT. He talked about Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker comes out. It was a lot of talking with NXT, which is expected with WWE. WWE is all about promos and character and storyline. So there was a lot of promos that was going on. We had Ilya going against Dominic, which was a good match from what I've seen as well. We had Jade Cargill who showed up, shook hands with Shawn Michaels. She survived the NXT parking lot, thank goodness. I don't know if this is going to be a running thing of Jade Cargill just getting out of cars in very good looking outfits and shaking hands and stuff like that. Like, I'm not complaining because Jade Cargill looks good. Respectfully, she looked very good with the pink. We also had the breakout championship with Danny Palmer and Lola Vice. And at that time was the women's match on AEW side. So I kind of looked more towards this match than the other. This was a pretty good match. I believe it was a bit short. We had the Chase U vignette. We had Mello versus Braun Breaker. They showed Paul Heyman talking to Ava, who is the daughter of The Rock, and he was showing her how on his phone is the bloodline, stuff like that. So everybody's like, is she being recruited to the bloodline? Is that what's going to piss off The Rock because she got recruited to the bloodline, which that could be cool. Yeah, but we had Paul Heyman on the side of Braun Breaker. We had John Cena on Mello's side. This was a good match from what I was catching, but it wasn't like as explosive as their first match, which kind of like happens from time to time. But it was a good match between these two. Mello wins. Braun Breaker starts beating him up and stuff like that. And then comes out the fucking Undertaker as American Badass. Pretty much talks shit to Braun Breaker, saying like you want to be me, but you have to remember there's always someone older and more experienced around the corner. And he chokeslam. Did he chokeslam Braun Breaker? I think that's what he did. Chokeslam Braun Breaker, and then dabbed it up with Mello. And then at the end, him and Mello stood at the entrance and they did the signature outro for The Undertaker, which I don't know. It was very weird to me. Like Undertaker appearing in NXT, it felt like charity. It didn't feel right. It didn't look right. Like it was something off about it. It was something off. Like like Undertaker felt like kind of out of place with being in NXT, you know? I can't really explain it, but just watching him, it just felt off. It didn't feel not really good. It didn't feel like he not really wanted to be there, but like he don't belong there. But it felt very weird seeing him in NXT. Because like, as far as like coaching and stuff like that and mentoring, like Undertaker does not come to mind when it comes to that. So on Dynamite side, in my opinion, had the better show. NXT had the star power, but I felt as though that Dynamite had the better show. So we started off with Christian Cage cutting a promo about how, the first 40 minutes of Dynamite is going to be commercial free because he does not like commercials. And then he said, one of you assholes play a button. And we started off with Bryan versus Swerve. I think this is the first time that they faced each other, but this was a very good game between these two. And I see with the Phillies, the bases are loaded, 2 outs. Yeah. Somebody needs to talk to fucking Kim Brow. What the fuck are you doing? Why are the bases loaded? Top of the 7th. Why are the bases loaded with 2 outs? Need to get the shit together. Get all your shit, put it together, and get your shit together. Next up, we had a Samoa Joe promo with the suit on, very gentleman-like. Is all about business. First of all, I'm a big fan of Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe, and a part of me do wants him to win the title. But there's so many people who I want to win the title. It's just like put the title on all of them. After that, we had Chris Jericho going against Powerhouse Hobbs, which was a pretty much a squash match with Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm completely fine with Powerhouse Hobbs joining the family. I cannot wait to see what happens with him with this. Then after that, we had Orange Cassidy going against Phoenix for the international title. Jon Moxley was not cleared that afternoon, so they switched it to Orange Cassidy, who won the title, which I was very surprised about. I'm a big fan of Rey Fenix. Of course, Orange Cassidy winning the title was definitely great. So, of course, he was the workhorse when it came to the international title. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And then we had Toni Storm's picture called the Lover's Lament or something like that. I forgot the exact name. And at first I was upset because it went to picture in picture until I realized it was done purposely. And it was so great. It definitely gave me vibes of when Sammy Guevara used to hold up the cue cards during the picture in picture for AEW. And I'm like, this is great. And it happened twice of her getting this picture in picture of her like acting out of her going to see her love or something like that. That was great. And then we had Wardlow who comes out and squashed somebody else, Matt Sydal actually. I don't know what we're doing with Wardlow. Like Tony Khan might as well just let Wardlow go to WWE at this point. And then we had Hangman Adam Page going against Jay White. First of all, Gun Club, Guns Up, who came out on fucking tricycles. Undertaker rolling in his grave because of that. It may have not been a shot at the Undertaker, but I definitely thought about Undertaker when I saw them on tricycles. And then they sat against the barricade like they were 3-year-olds being told to sit down and stay still. I love the Gun Club. And then afterwards, because Jay White has the title, we had a segment between MJF and Jay White. And then this brings out, of course, the controversial segment that everyone was talking about, which I didn't know was a thing, to be 100% honest, of Juice Robinson pulling out a roll of quarters that had MJF's name on it. So I thought this was related to what MJF was going through. And because with all that he was going through that night of not having his title, and then of course, with Juice Robinson saying what he said, he tried to call Adam Cole, and because Adam Cole is helping out Roderick Strong, he didn't pick up. And so that's what I thought was happening as to why this was going on. But I didn't know like this is a thing against Jewish people as far as with the roll of quarters. Now MJF spoke about it, saying that he okayed the segment because he wants to open up the conversation about racism against Jewish people and stuff like that. Or hate crimes against Jewish people. And a lot of people were saying that it was about the timing because, of course, what's going on over with Israel and of course, what's going on with the terrorist acts and stuff like that. And, I don't really know what to say about it because I don't know the full story of the story behind quarters and the role of quarters in Jewish people. I just know about what's going on with MJF and things like that. But I don't know. I'm waiting to see how this plays out. If this opens up like a discussion, if this results into something productive, like a discussion about what's going on in the Jewish community and how we could learn from it, then okay-ish. Like I can't really give too much of an opinion about it. But if this is, just because, then I say, we could have done something a little different. Then we had Saraya going against Sheeta for the women's AEW championship, and Sheeta won. Title change here, which I was very shocked about. That Saraya had lost her title. Now I'm hoping that Sheeta's title run this time will be a hell of a lot better and more entertaining than it was previously. But yeah, I was shocked that Saraya had lost her title. And then came the announcement of from Tony Khan through Tony Schiavone that they're going to donate 50,000 toys for Toys for Tots, over $1 million of toys, which I completely love. I love that. First of all, I'm a big fan of charities that helps kids when it comes around Christmas time. I participate in the post office's Operation Santa. If you know what that is, it's kids and elderly people or even parents who writes a letter to Santa. They addressed it. It goes to the post office, and it's letters about toys that they want, or of course there's some sad letters in there of people whose homes got caught on fire, completely destroyed, and they need clothes. And you go in. It used to be in person before the pandemic. You actually get to go through the letters and read them and stuff like that. But now it's all online, and you would pick out a letter. It could be a letter from one kid, it could be a letter for two kids, a whole family, elderly people, and stuff like that. You go shopping, you purchase the gift. So, for example, the first year that I participated, I adopted a letter from an elderly gentleman who just was down on his luck, and he wanted a winter coat. He needed a winter coat, and he wanted some pajamas. So I went shopping. I got him a coat. They write on there what their size is, stuff like that. So I brought him a coat. I brought him some pajamas. I think I brought him slippers. No, I didn't bring him slippers. I brought him something else as well. And I also got a gift card so they can purchase more items for themselves. The address is blocked to you. You go, you wrap it up, and you gift wrap it, put it in the box, go to the post office where you have an ID number for the letter, and the post office will label it, and they ship it off. And they ship it off to the people so they get it in time for Christmas. You don't get to see them open or anything like that. There's no thank yous. You won't be, called up by media or anything like that. This is all done, off social media, basically, off of in front of an audience. And I think I've done it for like 4 years now. And if it's like if it's a letter to the kid, I normally put a card in there and write, I'm an elf from Santa and stuff like that. I only put my first name because it's a common first name. Um, I put my first name on there, and then if it's for a kid, I normally add a second card addressed to the mom if the mom is mentioned in the letter. And I give a gift card either to like Bath and Body or something like that, and just say, get something nice for yourself. So yeah, the fact that 50,000 toys will be donated for Toys for Tots, kids will be able to get something nice for Christmas. I'm a big fan of that. I love that. And then finally for the main event, we had Edge going against Luchasaurus. Um, you know, I didn't expect for like an explosive like 5-star match from Edge. I figured that we would get something entertaining, something for him to kind of like ease himself into, because it was a while since he wrestled last um for AEW for WWE. I believe it was in August, early August that he last wrestled. So, something for him to he took a lot of he Luchasaurus got a lot of offense in um as well. And he in the end, Edge won. We had a Christian Cage promo beforehand where he said, oh my gosh, I love Christian Cage promo. He said that you feel as though that Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus is going to turn on me and that I'm trying to be a leader. He made reference to Judgment Day, and he says, I'm not a leader, I'm their father. And he said how I find it very funny that you came over here and you wanted to reunite the tag team and stuff like that. And he was like, I find it very interesting that when you were popular and I was not popular, you weren't trying to team with me then. And he's like, why are you trying to team with me now? It's because I'm the hottest thing going here. And he was like, and then of course he brought up Beth Phoenix and told Beth to change the sheets because the new daddy will be coming home to the kids, which I'm like, oh, listen, Christian is out here trying to be everyone's father, uh, taking everyone's wives and everything like that. Father of the year, ladies and gentlemen, all he's trying to do is be the best parent that he can be to these people, to kids and adults alike. And so yeah, it was someone who commented on the video of him, and he was like, I would just like to thank Christian Cage. Because of Christian Cage, he is my role model. And because of Christian Cage, I'm an amazing dad to my kid. And I would love to be, he's like, I can't be as great as a dad as I am to him, but I am trying to be a better dad each day, and I have Christian Cage to thank, which that cracked me up. But overall, Tuesday Night Wars was amazing. And I feel like everybody should just be happy that in the end, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, NXT won in the ratings, this, that, and the third. This was a random ass Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. There was no anniversary. There was no like 100, 200 episode of Dynamite or anything like that. This was a regular Tuesday, and these two companies booked their asses off to get us to watch. And yes, what was it? 900,000 people tuned in for NXT, and 700,000 people tuned in for AEW Dynamite. So, I mean, of course, a lot of people probably was watching the same. And a lot of people weren't even counted for if you are sailing the seas or anything like that. So I would say over 1 million people tuned in to watch wrestling on a random ass Tuesday when there is baseball going on, where there is life going on. Damn, that's a homer. Oh no, that's not a homer. Damn, he's gonna catch it. I thought that was a good one. Sorry, I'm reacting to the Phillies. Damn, I thought Bryce hit a home run, but it was they caught it. It was short. But yeah, Random Ass Tuesday, and it was a very, very good show. So I'm happy about it. And you should be happy as well. And I cannot wait to see what happens these next couple of weeks with these two shows to continue booking their asses off. And everybody's like, well, AEW is going against NXT, and NXT is, developmental and a third brand and stuff like that. And it's like, well, first of all, nothing can compare to Raw and SmackDown. Raw and SmackDown have been going on for decades, okay? It's going to be so hard to do the 1 million or 2 million views and whatnot consistently. And that's because people are very accustomed to tuning into Raw on Mondays and tuning into SmackDown on Fridays. AEW got changed their day from a Tuesday to a Wednesday. Just like when SmackDown goes to FS1. They don't do the exact great numbers because there are people who don't even know that it got changed. They are accustomed to tuning in to USA on SmackDown. They don't be on the internet reading the dirt sheets or anything like that. So they go to tune in on SmackDown on Fridays at 8:00. See it's not on Fox, and then just click off, or they watch something else. So I say kudos to AEW for still pulling in 700,000, even though, they were going against The Undertaker, John Cena, and everything like that, and all that star power, that even on their off day, going against Undertaker and Cena, they still pulled in over 700,000 people. So they should be happy. We all should be happy because this was all done just to get us to tune in. So wrestling is winning. That's what we should be happy about. There are options out there. You can be fans of both companies. Vince McMahon or Triple H is not going to come out and congratulate you for, going out there and cursing out people for watching AEW or creating Twitter accounts that does nothing but talk shit about AEW. You're not going to get any packages in the mail or anything like that. You're not. And for those on AEW side, for hating on WWE and constantly talking crap about WWE and stuff like that. I mean, Tony Khan may retweet something that you say, but he's not going to just come out and give you free tickets. It's not happening. I mean, if he is giving out free tickets, yours truly will like to go to AEW Philly that is coming in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I believe, at this point. Yeah, holla at your girl if you are giving out free tickets to Dynamite. But that's it for the Wrestlebread Podcast. Wrestling is winning. We got fourth quarter 16-0 with the Chiefs, which is a bit crazy that it's only 16 points that is holding them down. We got 3-1 on the Phillies, bottom of the seventh. Phillies lead this 2-1. They just need one more win to go to the championship game. And I think we're going to do it. I mean, fingers crossed we're going to do it. We got 2 outs here. Runner on first base. So I'm going to continue watching the Phillies. Hashtag Red October, hashtag ring the bell. But like I said, that's it for the Wrestlebread Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. First of all, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Fanatic Network. Go to thefanent.com. Check out all the podcasters and all the podcasts on there. Go check to see which one fits your vibe and follow that podcast. Follow that podcaster as well. Podcasts like Cage My IQ, Don't Feel the Advantage podcast, the AEW watch-alongs, the SmackDown watch-alongs, Roto Slappers if you are in fantasy football, or even fantasy baseball too, even though we're in the playoffs right now. Check out Roto Slappers, Outrage Control, the Universal Wrestling Podcast, the Director's Cut as well. We also have the World Elite podcast that just joined the Fanatics Network. Be sure to check them out as well. And we have a lot of shows coming as well. Be sure to check it all out. Like and subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at JDC137. You can find the podcast at Wrestlebread as well. Click the links in the bios for all the social medias as well. And hopefully, whether you watch this, shout out to the chat, first of all, for really interacting with me and as we talked about football and baseball and all the things that's going on in between. But be sure to check me out every Thursday live, LIVE live, yeah, every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST exclusively on the Fanatics Network. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, guys, peace.